You could build a working app this weekend now. No coding, a few $100s, done by Sunday. I've done it. It's genuinely mad how easy it's got. And here's the bit nobody really wants to say out loud. It will probably make you absolutely nothing because building the thing was never the hard part. It's maybe 10% of the job. And there's a whole load of people right now, me included at times, pouring everything into that 10% and then wondering where the money is. Here's the plan. The 5 steps that people actually doing $1 million a year on their own are following. Not the screenshots to post, the boring stuff underneath. And then the bit nearly everyone skips, which is building an audience with AI without it sounding like the same slop everyone else is churning out. I'll be honest, this is the bit I find hardest myself. But by the end, you'll know exactly where your time should be going, which is more than I did when I started. Quick bit of honesty first, because something genuinely has changed here. Building got cheap, properly cheap. The stuff that used to need a whole team, you can now do yourself with AI for next to nothing. Y Combinator put it pretty bluntly. What took 5 engineers now takes 1 person with these tools. Solo startups have gone from about 1/4 of new companies to more than 1/3. That's real. Building got easier. But that's also the problem, isn't it? When it's easy for you, it's easy for everyone. You and 10,000 other people have got the exact same tools, the exact same prompts. So the product just stops being the thing that sets you apart from all the people making nothing. It was a moat for about 20 minutes, and then everyone got handed the same shovel. And honestly, none of this is new. Back when I was an engineer, anyone who wanted to launch their own thing ran into the exact same wall. Writing the software was never the hard bit. Getting anyone to actually use it was. AI hasn't fixed that problem. It's taken the same old problem and made it worse. Because now there's a few million more people who can build the thing, all fighting for the same scrap of attention. Which means the advantage had to move somewhere, and it did. It moved to the 2 things AI still can't do for you, distribution and judgment. And look, if you already knew building got cheap, fair enough, but that's exactly where most videos stop. It's where it actually starts to get interesting, because the second you look closely at the famous solo founder stories, they kind of fall apart. Everyone points at Pieter Levels. One guy, no employees, over $3 million a year. And people look at that and go, AI did that. It didn't. Pieter was already a successful solo founder years before any of this existed. He built Nomad List and Remote OK off the back of trying to ship 12 startups in 12 months. And most of them flopped, by the way. The 800,000 followers, the distribution, all the scar tissue from those failures that took him a decade. Take that audience away and the exact same products launched to dead silence. AI didn't make Pieter, it just multiplied something he'd already spent 10 years building. Then there's the other one everyone loves, Base 44, sold for $80 million, held up as this great solo exit. 2 problems with that story. 1, it wasn't even a unique product. Lovable, Bolt, and a dozen others were all doing the exact same prompt to app thing at the same time. And 2, when you actually look at the solo company, had 8 employees at the point of sale, which split 25 million in retention bonuses between them, which tells you that it was never the idea that won, and it was never really solo. Wix bought it, and what they were actually paying for was the traction and distribution, not the code. Here's the line I want you to hang on for the rest of this. You can vibe code a product, you cannot vibe code an audience, and you cannot vibe code judgment. Honestly, the whole playbook just hangs off that one idea. The playbook then. And yeah, some of you are sat there going, I'm not technical, I can't build anything, this isn't for me. Stick with me, because that belief is the exact thing AI just made pointless. I spent 10 years as a software engineer, and honestly, the stuff that used to stop me shipping my side projects, I can just hand to Claude now. There's a sequence to people doing 7 figures on their own tend to follow, And the order really matters. Skip these steps and you end up with a folder full of half-finished projects, which, trust me, I know about. Step 1, find a painful, specific problem in a market you actually understand. The winners don't build general purpose tools, they solve one narrow problem for one narrow group. Take HeadshotPro. It doesn't do AI images, it does professional headshots for LinkedIn and corporate teams. That's the whole thing. And that boring little bit of specificity is the entire engine. The narrower the problem, the easier everything after it gets. Step 2, build the MVP with AI in days, not months. Honestly, you can now pretty much run all of this through Claude Code. The architecture, the code, the copy, the lot. You want a working thing in front of paying customers inside a week or two. But keep it straight in your head. It's a minimum viable product. It's the thing you test the idea with. It's not the finished article. And the code, take it from me, will be crap. Ship it anyway, watch what real customers actually do, and let that tell you what to build next. Spending 3 months polishing everything before launch is the old way of doing it. Step 3, automate everything except the work that actually creates value. Onboarding, support, billing, posting, your email sequences, all of it on autopilot inside the first month. Your time goes to 2 main things and 2 things only: making the product better and getting people to actually find it. Everything else, hand it to the AI. That's what it's good at. Step 4 is your growth channel. Step 5 is what you do with the money. And these 2 are genuinely the whole ball game. So I'll come back and properly dig into them in a minute. Quick version though, step 4, content and SEO become your main way of getting found. Because for a solo operator, the economics absolutely batter paid ads and it compounds. Step 5, when the money does start coming in, you put it into distribution, not headcount. Better tools, paid experiments first, a contractor for one job first. Now, those last 2 steps are where pretty much everyone falls over. And they're also where AI does the most for you, if you actually know how to use it. And before we get into the most valuable bit of this whole video, the bit that's the difference between a real business and a dead one, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I'm working all this out in the open, so stick around. Right, on to the hard part. So here's the reframe. AI cannot hand you an audience, but it can do almost all of the donkey work that builds one. The grind is still yours. The volume is the machine's. The split you carry through all of this is dead simple. AI brings the volume and the reps. You bring the taste, the face, and the judgment about what's any good. Get that wrong and you produce noise. Get it right and one person genuinely does the work of a whole content team. Here's how you actually do it. And the moves get more important as we go. Start with this one. Pick one channel and go deep. Don't spread yourself thin across 6 platforms. Posting everywhere and landing nowhere is the fastest way to get nowhere. And I say that as someone who's done it. Pick the one place your specific people already hang out. Search or LinkedIn or X, YouTube, or one niche subreddit. And let AI help you absolutely saturate that one channel before you even think about a second. But picking the channel is the easy bit. The next move is where most people go wrong before they even write a word. Use AI to listen before you publish. Most people just sit there guessing what their audience wants. Don't guess. Point AI at the questions your market is already asking out loud. Get it to pull from Reddit threads, competitor reviews, comment sections, the complaints people are already posting, then cluster all of it into the pain points that keep coming up. That's your content calendar sorted. You're not brainstorming topics anymore. You're just answering questions people are already typing into a search bar. Now, this next one is the move that actually separates the people who win from those who get ignored. If you take one thing from this whole video, take this. You've got to make the output not sound like AI. Raw AI writing is generic. It hedges everything, it's got no edges, and people clock it in about half a second now. That means you never ever use AI as a publish button. You use it as a first draft engine and then you edit it hard. In practice, you feed it your real voice first, your old posts, transcripts of you talking, the way you actually speak. So it drafts in your voice instead of in robot. Then you cut the throat clearing intros, cut the in today's fast paced world, cut those tidy little, it's not just this, it's the sentences every AI loves. Then you put back the stuff that actually yours. A specific number, a real opinion, something that actually happened to you. The taste is in what you cut and what you put back. There's an uncomfortable bit here though. If you can't yet tell the difference between something good and something generic, then building that judgment is honestly the single most valuable thing you can do, because it's the one thing AI is never going to do for you. This is the bit that makes it sustainable. At the start, all that cutting and putting back is manual, and it's slow because you're still working out what good even looks like. But every rep is teaching you the method. You start noticing the same edits over and over, the same junk you always cut, the same thing you always add back. And once it's that repeatable, you can break it into an AI skill, basically a set of instructions that edits the way you would. The judgment's still yours, you've just written it down, so the machine can do more of the first pass each time. You do it by hand to learn it, and then you teach the machine to do most of the grunt work for you. Once you can do that, once you can take a draft and make it sound like a person, the rest is a volume game, and that's the whole shift really. You stop being someone who writes the odd post and you become someone who runs a little content operation. The way you turn that one skill into actual reach is a repurposing engine, not one-off posts. The trick is treating one bit of real work as raw material for a whole week of content. The guy behind Base 44 built an agent that took every feature he shipped and turned it into posts, charts automatically. Same idea for you. One long thing, a video, a build log, a customer call, gets chopped up by AI into a thread, a few short posts, an email, a couple of clips. One bit of real work, loads of shots on goal. All of it still run through that editing step we just talked about. That gets you the volume. But there's one channel that does something the others just can't. It compounds. Make SEO your compounding channel. This is the HeadshotPro thing up close. Danny Postma pulled the bulk of his traffic straight out of search. AI-assisted content aimed at the exact phrases his buyers are typing in. And here's why that beats paid ads when you're on your own. Once a page ranks, the traffic keeps coming and you stop paying for it. Ads stop the second your card stops. Content keeps working while you're asleep. AI lets one person produce the kind of volume that used to take a whole team. And underneath all of it is the move that builds the one thing no algorithm can hand you: trust. Build it in public. Look at the whole wave of people on YouTube right now vibe coding their way to $1 million live on stream. The apps themselves are nothing special. Without the audience watching them build it, nobody would ever use the thing. The stream is the actual product. The vibe coding was never the moat. The audience they built by doing it in the open is. The process is the content. Use AI to take the friction out of sharing it, draft the posts, the write-ups, the threads, so the faff of writing never stops you from hitting publish. But your face and your voice stay on the front. People don't follow tools, they follow people. One last little tactic, because it loops right back to getting the click in the first place. Test your hooks. The opening line decides whether anything you write gets read at all. Get AI to fire out 20 versions of a hook or a title. You pick the 3 with a little bit of actual tension in them, and then you let the numbers tell you which ones worked. You're not trying to guess the winner, you're just giving yourself enough shots so that one of them lands. Here's where we landed. Building got easy. So the build stopped being your advantage. It moved to the 2 things AI can't do for you: getting in front of the right people and having the taste to know what's any good. The product is the easy 10% now. The other 90% is everything that happens after you hit ship. If you do one thing after this video, don't go and start another app. Take the single most painful, repeatable task you already do every week and just automate that one thing with AI first. Get the leverage before you go chasing a dream. Build on your own by all means. Just don't try to grow on your own. And that last bit, the not doing it on your own, is the whole reason build it, ship it exists. It's the people who can build now but keep stalling at the same wall, getting anyone to actually care. We cover the whole flow, finding the idea, building it with AI, shipping it, and the bit that actually decides whether it works, getting it in front of people. I'm figuring out a lot of this out in the open myself. So if you fancy going from a vague idea to a real product with a real audience, come and do it with us. Links down below.